It's your daily dose of Donna, and today is Monday, April 3rd. We're finally in April. It's my first April show. You guys, welcome, welcome. I am recording this at the moment. It's so late to be recording a podcast for me. It's already 2:10, and I'm shocked. In fact, I feel like I should get, extra credit today. I am so tired. If I make it through this episode without imploding, implode, crying, maybe falling asleep at the desk, I will be so super surprised. Let me explain why. Number one, before we get started, I just want to shout out some of my reviews. I've been continuing to get incredible reviews while I was out of town. The cool thing about this podcast is that because I record 5 episodes a week, I imagine a lot of people are listening, catching up on the weekends or whatever. So even on the weekends when I'm not recording, I'm getting all these new listens, which is really fun. Currently, I am getting, new reviews and ratings over on Apple Podcasts. So excited about that. The most recent one I got was from Nawad405. I believe that is a YouTube subscriber because I recognize her name. It says, I am loving Donna's podcast. She seems so real and genuinely excited about all the pop culture news she covers. She is a delight. Well, thank you so much. And I'm going to try so hard to remain a delight today because let me just tell you. So on Friday, I finished my recording here. And actually, that YouTube video, shout out that YouTube video from Friday, which talks a little bit about some of the Sheena Shea tea that she dropped on her podcast. Remember that? And we talked about Vanderpump. We talked a little bit about Heather McDonald. And I even talked about Bethany Frankel. And if you listened, you know how I mentioned that Bethany Frankel has blocked me on TikTok, which I think is hilarious. But what happened was that episode on YouTube, I think anytime I mention the words Heather McDonald, my numbers go up. She's got stans. She's got people that love her and will follow her around the world. So I don't have a big Heather McDonald episode today, that's for sure. But I will say that episode did so well on YouTube. It was I think I got 4.5 thousand views. This is the coolest thing about this experience. I have never created so much content in such a short amount of time. I'm a content creator and I love doing it. But this podcast, it's a 5-day-a-week show. That is a lot of content. And then every single day, that's a 5-day-a-week YouTube show. So you're getting, 15, 20 minutes of a show on YouTube. Plus I cut small clips for TikTok and Reels and I'm putting those out, which then become YouTube shorts. It's a ton of content. And what's cool about that is just the way that this business works, right? The more content you create and the more times you're consistent and the more you're posting regularly, more people are finding you. And so my listens have already hit 12,000 listens and I haven't even hit my 3-month anniversary, 3-month anniversary is on April 6th. So Thursday will be officially 3 months that I've been doing this podcast and I've hit 12,000 listens. But that doesn't include my over 100,000 views on YouTube in the last 28 days. Do you hear that, you guys? 100,000 views on YouTube from this podcast, from me posting the video that I record on riverside.fm. So here's a couple things I just want to say before I get into some goss. But riverside.fm is a company that I've been working with and I love, love, love using their software. I have a link. It's in the show notes. It's below if you're curious. If you want to be creating podcast content like I do, or in your own way, right? Where you're speaking to the camera, you're filming, and you're able to get audio. It's great if you're doing interviews. It's great if you're doing if there's 3 people on a podcast. It's just a really cool way that you can easily create clips. I do it all through Riverside. So I have a link below if you want to learn about that. And then one other thing I'm going to tell you about is if you do want to start your podcast or if you do want to grow your podcast, I think I've got some really cool ways to do it using video because I show up live on TikTok, like I'm live on TikTok right now, and then I create the short form, etc. And I'm doing a private podcast. This is so cool. A private podcast in April where I'm going to walk you through how to create this kind of situation, right? How to create the podcast and get video and grow and get more followers and get more listens and then get sponsors and then get paid by YouTube like psychotic. It's amazing. So I'm going to teach you the whole way. I'm going to show you visually. I'm going to give it to you audio, and it's free. So go to that link below, grow your show with video. Okay. So I just got back this morning at 5 a.m. We woke our asses up. My family, well, I woke us up, let's be honest. And let's be honest, like, can we take 5 seconds to talk about mom life? And maybe if you're a dad, you get this too, but like, my husband does not experience this. I knew that we had to wake up really early this morning because both my sons were in camp today because it's spring break. But my one son is in theater camp and it's his first time doing this. And he's such an amazing performer and loves doing this. And he had to audition, like sing the whole thing. And I am someone who's a former casting director for kids. So like I get that pressure. Now I am not trying to push him into the business by any means. Trust me on that. But I understand how important it was that he was there for the first day of camp to meet the people and to audition in person. But we were in Palm Springs, we were in La Quinta all weekend long. Had the best time. I'm going to share a little bit about that in just a second. But let's be honest, yesterday, Sunday, it's like 2 p.m. We're all by the pool. I'm with a group of like 12 of us. 12 adults. I mean, it was like 30 of us with all the kids. We're all having our margaritas. We're doing our little tequila. We're doing a little of this, a little of that. We're ordering lunch. Then we're talking about dinner plans. I look at my husband. I'm like, we are not going home tonight. The plan was that we were going to go home last night. Not only was like we were having way too much fun, but then I was like, we are going to be so tired, like after a full day of pool and then, day drinks and then stop and then get in the car for 2.5 hours and hit traffic on Sunday night. Oh my gosh, we decided to spend the night last night at our friends. But that meant waking up at 5 a.m. So this morning, number one, I didn't sleep. I did not sleep because every single 5 seconds, I was convinced I was oversleeping. And I knew we could not oversleep. We had to get to LA to get this kid off to camp. So you guys, 5 a.m. finally, I woke the fam up. I woke the family up. We were like walking it pitch black, right? We get into the car. We start driving, high winds. There's crazy high winds coming out of Palm Springs this morning. Like cars are like being thrown all over it was so scary. It was so insane. We finally get back to LA after like a crazy goose chase. And we get here at 8 a.m. And by 8:45, we had turned the whole house around. I made the kids lunches. We packed their backpacks. They brushed their teeth. They changed. We all kind of like put some like clothes on and got them off to camp. So we did it. We did it. Palm Springs and La Quinta specifically is my happy place. But let me bring this back a little bit to to the pop culture world. Palm Springs, La Quinta, this is ground zero for Coachella Valley. And if you know anything about Coachella and Vanderpump, you know that Coachella is where it all started, they say. Coachella was the thing that started the affair. And the Scandal affair. And I will tell you this one thing. I noticed a lot of things on Friday's show. Okay. This is based on, hold on, I just need to get more comfortable. This is based on my TikTok that I posted about it. And then, of course, the YouTube comments. The tides are turning in the world, in the audience, in the Scandal audience. And I'm curious why this is happening. The audience was 100% team Ariana and 100% team anything but team Raquel, right? Something has changed because that TikTok that I posted on Friday, where I just said, hey, I'm going to have some more good gossip later on Daily Dose of Donna about this. That TikTok exploded, like 40,000 views on just a silly TikTok. And the comments, I couldn't believe it, you guys. The majority of the comments were like, this is such BS. Sheena Shea has cheated too. They're such hypocrites. I'm not against, Raquel and Tom. Like, it was weird. And it was the first time I had noticed that it wasn't like one or the other. And the reason why, I think, I put on my detective hat. And the reason why I think this is happening is because the way that Vanderpump is being edited right now is to show that, I have a story in a second, to show that Raquel is like, she's coming off looking better than Lala and them on these episodes. And even Lala has admitted this, that if not for the Scandal, this would be Raquel's hero season. Now, let me take 1 second to just ask you, about this pronunciation of Raquel. This is a hot button issue over on YouTube. I am getting skewered in my comments that it's rude that I'm calling her Raquel Rachel, and that it's annoying. I'm annoying. It's annoying. Listen, part of it is sarcastic and for fun. Okay. If you know my personality, you know I just like to have fun in life. I'm enjoying this kind of like Raquel Rachel. That's what I call Raquel Rachel. Okay. I enjoy it. However, I understand her name. Her real name is Rachel, and she goes by Raquel. I don't want to call her Raquel. I want to call her Raquel Rachel. Oh my gosh. Hello, college expert Alexis. Okay, you guys, my friend on TikTok, shout out to Alexis. Alexis Lamb she has a tutoring company over in here in LA where she helps your kids get into college, and she has a TikTok called College Expert, and it is killing. She's doing so good. She's also one of the best cocktail makers I know, and she made me plenty of cocktails this weekend. Let me just tell you, I am 97% tequila because of Alexis. And I appreciate that about her. But also, if you are curious about getting your kids into college and you're struggling with this whole like admissions thing, I'm going to put her link in the show notes below because I actually think that you should definitely reach out to her. She's awesome. It's College Expert on TikTok. Okay. So we're going to keep going on. We yeah. So the tides are changing. People are all of a sudden, very protective over Rachel Raquel. And I'm sorry if it annoys you. I'm not going to be talking about this forever. Now, speaking of Vanderpump, I'm just going to throw one more little, news out there. Just this morning, we saw some reunion looks. If you're on this kind of gossip pop culture train, you've seen it. You've seen the pictures. I can post them to my Instagram stories. Actually, I already did. Ariana, listen, I understand why Lala and Ariana hooked up in the back of Tom Sandoval's car. Okay, Ariana's gorgeous. Gorgeous. She's always been, but she really looks good. Like her abs are just like, bam. I'm like Ozempic or just not eating because of depression. She looks good. She looks good. I'm not saying this is not, medical advice, nutrition advice. I'm just saying she looks really good. Everyone looks really good, actually. The pictures are so interesting because there's a picture of Sandoval standing kind of against the bar, and he just like is such a villain now. He's kind of always had this like underlying villain vibe, but now with the mustache and stuff, like he's such a villain. It's crazy to watch. Okay, next we have let me think. Oh, and we saw Rachel's dress already, and it's always the what it's called. That like teal. She's really into that like mint teal green look, and it's like that's her color. She has chosen that color. I don't know if that color symbolizes like innocence or sweet or what, but that is her color. So she's in one of those dresses. I still can't get over the fact that she never cried during the reunion. Like that trips me out. It's like kind of hard for me to understand how, but okay, whatever. We can move on. Palm Springs is also home of some other Real Housewives storylines. Do you remember Kyle Richards and that whole storyline? Like I remember season 1 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills in season 1, Kim and Kyle were really close, but that was the season where Kyle Richards shouted at Kim in the limo, if you remember, like, "You're an alcoholic. You stole mom's house." Or no, Kim thought Kyle stole mom's house. So I guess Mama Richards had a Palm Springs house and Kyle Richards lived there. And that was season 1. Now, Mauricio has really become an empire. His business is an empire of real estate. And so they have upgraded and they stay in a home that is very nice on a golf course. So Palm Springs is Palm Springs is also where Sutton had her. Remember, it was like Palm Springs fashion show, or like she had a big Palm Springs thing over there. Palm Desert, if you haven't been to Palm Springs, Palm Desert, La Quinta, like it's my happy place. I posted about it all in my stories. I played pickleball for the first time. And let me tell you, like, I know if you're a listener of Bitch Sash, which is one of my favorite podcasts, they talk about pickleball all the time. I'm an athletic girl. I work out all the time. I've never played pickleball until this weekend. But I'm going to tell you, pickleball is where it's at. You don't even have to be that much of an athlete. What was interesting is they had the Nike pickleball camps, and we weren't part of it, but like the people that were playing, they were all ages, men, women, young, old, all sizes. It was really a great sport, and I was sweating, and I set my watch to tennis, the Apple Watch, and I was burning some calories right before I continued to drink margaritas and eat chips like it was my job. It was a really, really fun time. I really think there should be some sort of pickleball reality show centered around pickleball championships. I would like to learn more about the pickleball community. And if you are listening to this and you're curious or you want to know more about pickleball, I guess go to pickleball.org. Don't go to me. I'm just learning. Okay, so what else is going on? There's not really like that much gossip, except, well, I did just see the Summer House mid-season trailer. Have we talked? Yes, we have talked about it. I remember back in, a couple weeks ago, I talked about how Summer House has jumped the shark. And that means like kind of just like is on the down and down. If you're listening to Summer House, or if you're watching Summer House, let me know in the comments below. I have such a soft spot for Summer House because I literally watched like 8 seasons or 7 seasons or however many seasons back to back to back to back to back when I was sick with COVID. And it was like, it gave me such happiness. It was such a good show. And it's just not kind of scratching those itches anymore. And I don't know if you guys are experiencing that too. It's just not doing what we're used to it doing. Carl, and I've always felt the season, especially last season too, but Carl and Lindsay are so out of place. It's so uncomfortable. They have no reason to be there. Danielle, who normally I really like, is real hard for me to like so far in this season. It's like I'm all about a good friend, and I think that that's like a really good character to have and be a good friend. But there's certain parts of like there's certain people that take it too far, and that's what I think. I think she's taking it too far. She's taking this idea of being a good friend way too far. Kyle, I have no real problem with Kyle Cook, except how can we take a 40-year-old man seriously with that hair? And it's not just like a summer hair. It's not summer hair house. It's or summer house hair. It's just his hair. It's crazy. Okay, wait. Ditto on Summer House, but Smith sisters are excited about Martha's Vineyard, so good enough for me. Yes, so there's a Summer House Martha's Vineyard that just the trailer. Do we know when that's premiering, by the way? The trailer just came out and it's so cute looking and like the cast is hot and it looks like good production value. I'm excited for this one. Number one, I just want to say like I've never been to Martha's Vineyard, and that's one of those like what do they say, like bucket list items. Like I want to be a person that summers at Martha's Vineyard. Okay. I want to be I want to have an East Coast vibe. Maybe I need to marry a Kennedy or someone in that world. I just want to be on a porch with a tea, an iced tea. I don't even like iced tea, but I'll drink it. I don't know. It just sounds so nice to be over there on the summer in the Martha's Vineyard. So we're going to watch that, and I'm excited about that. But Summer House, regular Summer House, Hamptons ain't doing it for me. And so they just released a mid-season trailer, and I'm telling you, they try so hard to bring the drama, and you can tell they're like making it all dramatic, and it's so not, doesn't feel dramatic at all. Like it feels like boring. I'll still watch it. Are you guys still watching it? Love is Blind. I have not watched the last 4 episodes because I was out of town. I need to watch them. Do not give me any spoilers, okay? The fact that I haven't found out anything is shocking, but I will watch them in the next couple of days. We also have to watch Succession. Are you watching Succession right now? And that's it. I mean, like, what else? Oh, any of the Jeff Lewis fans, I know you guys have been loving the Heather McDonald Megan story. I think that's put to bed. And I'm going to catch up on the Jeff Lewis Cabo trip, and I'll get back to you guys on some of that. But other than that, there's not really anything like super, super pressing in the pop culture arena today. And for that, I am grateful because, like I said, I'm very low sleep. And I'm probably forgetting one thing or 7 things. I will say once again, thank you. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you for listening on the podcast. And thank you so much for following over on TikTok and on Instagram. These things mean the world. If you are a fan of the show There's a few different ways you can support, and I'll let you know as we go, but make sure to sign up for how to grow your show on video, which will be in the show notes, and follow me on Instagram because I love showing up in my stories. I'm very connected in my stories, and I would love to connect with you guys more over there, and then you can send me a DM and I'll get to actually know you. I also have a Facebook page, the Daily Dose of Donna Facebook page, and the link is below as well. And that's where we get to like have a lot of good chat about all these things, and you can like post links in there and stuff. So I hope you guys are well and have an amazing Monday, and I will see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully I'll get some sleep tonight. Mwah.